Okay, yeah, what's up, everybody? We're off guard here trying to get stuff going, but get all the popcorn out your teeth. Yeah, you know we be down for that popcorn. Cheese and caramel. Love.
For life.
For life.
For life.
For life. All right, what we want to talk about is, and actually I have had a lot of questions about something that most people probably wouldn't think that we're into or that are even getting, you need to move it back a little bit.
No, just keep talking.
Yeah, ready or preparedness, in the state that our country's in today, just the world, and we're looking, at things like just being ready, for warfare, civil war, fighting, this is not a black thing. It's not a white thing. It's a people thing. It's a survival thing. I mean, it may affect races and colors, people or ethnicities, differently, I mean, when times of crisis and chaos come out, people show you who they really are, and not like they're not showing us today who they really are.
But it's a whole different thing when you're in survival mode.
When you're in survival mode and you still got a lot of people out there that are hateful and mean, so one of the things we do, or that we've been heavy into outside of all the other stuff, from us. And thank you for liking and subscribing. If you haven't, can you please like and subscribe on this video, and give us comments on what you think about it and what we share with you and all of that. That would be great. There are a lot of videos out about this, prepping. That's the word everybody calls it, prepping, being prepared. What is prepping? Being prepared for the what if, being prepared for an emergency situation, being prepared if something happens. We pray nothing happens. We pray it all goes away. We pray that every day, we can be in a country with, liberties and freedoms and all of that great stuff. But things can happen where those things can be taken away from you. We're getting into a technology age of AI and all of this, which is the craziest thing. They're creating all of this to save money for companies and laying off all of these people. But then if you lay them off, who's going to buy the product? Nobody has any money. No, right. If you're taking away all the jobs, who's going to buy anything?
But they don't think about that. That is not the important thing. I mean, I guess when you think about things, you have to separate people from businesses. Businesses are in the business to make money. And they never think about, the individual person buying something from me. You think on a larger scale than that. But forgetting that if, even in another country, if a smaller group of people are not buying from you, the bigger organizations that you deal with are not going to buy nothing because they're not going to need it. Because there's no one to buy it.
Right.
But anyway, that's part of, artificial intelligence and all these things. They're talking about, the alterations in the weather, politics, and this whole threat of civil war with the politics and the impeachments of Trump and just a whole lot of things, man. And you got to be ready for it. So what we're going to do is share with you one of our go bags. And the go bag is a bag that you would have your necessary supplies with you for a couple of weeks, 30 days, 60 days, a year, however you got to do it. It's multiple videos we could do on this one. Right now, we're just going to share with you on the go bag and some of the things that you might want to carry with you or have with you. Remember, the more stuff you carry in your go bag, the heavier it's going to be, the more it may slow you down. So you also have to assess, how much food are you going to need? They say it's 1 gallon of water per person per day. So think about that. So you need to start storing water if you haven't. Start storing a lot of water. We'll talk about that a little bit in future videos of prep videos and stuff like that. But just keep those kind of things in mind. Quick pro quo, if you just want to keep extra cash around your house, small denominations, coins, things that are tradable, things that you could swap for other stuff,
You don't want to be caught going to a big box store in the case of an emergency trying to get any products or any food, because chances are they're going to already be to hit these stores. You might put yourself in a violent situation. So you might want to have as many supplies as you can, MREs, things like that. MREs in layman's terms is just freeze dried food, or a food that is preserved for 25, 30 years or better, that some you have to add water to, some you don't. And it gives you your it may not always taste great, but it gives you your necessary nourishment to go through the day, stuff like that. So let's get into this go bag.
Go ahead. Before he goes into the go bag, let me just say this. For people who, he's a lot more adept and knowledgeable about this than I am. I'm newer to this. And for those, I know it sounds in a lot of ways, oh, that's just crazy, and it's just, y'all being extra and stuff like that. But think about it in different terms. Think about it the same way you have an emergency plan to get out of your house if there's in case of a fire. Mm-hmm. And you practice drills and different things, so okay, this is our meetup spot. If you have to go out a different window, if you have to have a different exit or whatever it is, your ladders. It's the same way when you have emergency drills now in the schools and at work. You have to have a point A where everybody meets, a check system. It's still prepping, but it's prepping for different types of emergencies. So the point of all of this is not for you to think this is crazy or this could never happen. All you're doing is preparing your life, preparing your family for whatever type of emergency that may come along. So don't think about it in a way of that's those crazy people and that's that. No, think about it that no matter what the emergency is, if you're driving down the street in your car and you need to know how to act in a car accident, or if you get lost, this is no different. So
if you can, I'd encourage everybody, I know, and we got to find out even in our community, most fire departments once or twice a year do free CPR, first aid, I forgot what they call it, first aid training. Find out from your local village, city, town, whatever, when they do this, and see when you could go. It's very important that you master first aid, because you never know what'll happen. Mm-hmm. You might have to stop bad bleeding for yourself or a family member. So take that. If you got concealed carry, that might be a thing you want to do, or you might want to get into classes learning more combat shooting. That's a whole nother video. Just, hand-to-hand combat, try and get in some classes to learn some hand-to-hand and get yourself in physical shape. We're in the process of trying to do more of that ourselves, because you never know. You might have to walk a mile. You may have to walk 20 miles carrying your life precious supplies, right. And there are a lot of tactics to be done with this, and those are all different videos. But right now we just want to get into basic go bag stuff, because people have been asking us, so we're going to show it,
Show the bag.
Well, yeah, show the bag. All right, this is the bag. Actually, this is the bag we got. Walmart sells these. Mm-hmm. All right, you see that?
Back it up, sis.
Yeah, back it up some. So
yes, back it up. Sis.
Back it up.
Yeah.
Walmart,
and it just looks like a backpack.
Yeah, it looks like a backpack. Walmart sells these, but I packed extra in my bag, because we have different bags that do different things, and we carry different things, but I've added to this bag. So everything that you see in this bag may not come with this bag, but I'm going to show it to you. Okay. All right. First thing is, you always want to have, this is just a basic light stick. So, anybody has dealt with, being in the dark, this is just a light stick that you would break or snap, shake it up, and it'll provide you with some light. So you definitely want to have some kind of light stick in case you're out late at night or something like that. So that's one thing.
And actually, you would like to have more than one of those. Right. You can buy those in the pack. They sell them around Halloween and different stuff like that. So, because you always want some kind of light source.
These are the Be Ready playing cards. Be Ready playing cards. Now, what's funny about this is they actually have a book. And the book breaks down your readiness and your preparedness. So you might want to look for those on Amazon. I'll post a link for those books. But these cards, basically, you can go through these cards. And if you're bored, you can play the game. But you can also read the information on the cards. And they tell you things that you need to be ready for, or things that or it'll give you information on how to do things that you may not know how to do, like start a fire, or how to set up shelter, or what you can eat and what you shouldn't eat out in the country. Because remember, you prep your bag according to where you live. If you're in an urban environment, a country environment, or you going from a country environment to an urban environment, or vice versa, that's how you want to pack your bag. So that's that.
And at one point in time, further along, we'll do a video talking about, like, in terms of things you eat, things you can find for medical reasons, different herbs and stuff that you can use when you're out.
Right.
Things you can look at, things to be cautious of. But go ahead.
Absolutely. So these are kind of self-explanatory. Gloves. You never know what you might have to handle or touch. So, if you're squeamish when you go fishing and you don't want to touch the fish, you might want to put the gloves on. Or, if you're breaking branches or something and you think your hands are a little too soft for that, they might be a little too soft and you might need it.
Oh.
Yeah. So, mask.
Yeah.
We actually, I'm in the process of ordering, and I meant to tell you that, ordering us some new gas masks. You want to have some kind of mask in case there's some kind of viral outbreak, or a biological situation, or smoke. A lot of times there's a lot of fires. There's a lot, and these are just good to have. These, it's something.
Right.
But I actually, in the process of ordering, my wife and I, some better ones that are made to conceal the whole face and deal with a lot of chemical bio situations. And reason why I was telling you is because they're starting to sell out. So
right,
they're starting to sell out. What is that telling you? They're starting to sell out. So I got to definitely get on that. What is this? Okay, first aid. So you want to have a first aid kit. My wife can probably read to you what's in this particular kit, but carry more than one, because they got trauma kits.
Right.
They got a whole lot of different style kits. You might want to have a trauma kit in case there's somebody gets stabbed, shot.
Right.
And
it doesn't have to, and also remember, it doesn't always have to be somebody shot you. Let's say you were hiking around in the woods or walking somewhere and you didn't see, branches are sharp.
Mm-hmm.
And a tree,
or you can slip and fall.
Right, you can slip and fall on something, and something gets impaled in you. You want to be able to fix that. So don't always think so. And this is basically bandages, alcohol pads, tape, gauze, gloves, different size bandages, safety pins, tweezers, and scissors. But yeah, a trauma kit, I think that's important. We keep a first aid kit. Even when you go to the dollar store, they have those mini kits.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, and they cost $1. So when you go, if you go to the dollar store, buy one every time you go, and keep them everywhere. I keep them at work. We keep them in the car. Yeah,
you would want to keep them in what we would call an urban go bag. Let's say if me and my wife want to go downtown, and we may wear a one strap type go bag that would have its small first aid kit, hand sanitizer, maybe, some quickie things that we need, protein bars or whatever we want to eat while we're walking around, some water, weaponry if you need it, whatever the case may be. And that might be one you want to, keep with you all the time, but you always want to keep something, if you're in your vehicle and you're traveling, you want to make sure you got blankets, you want to make sure you got extra water,
keep stuff like a kitty litter. I keep kitty litter because if you somewhere like where it's snowy or icy or something like that, and you're driving, you want to be able to get some traction in your car. You just never know.
We got the radio. So this is an AM 530 to 16 kilohertz radio.
And it's AM, FM, and TV.
Yeah, AM, FM, and TV. So, they say if an electromagnetic pulse hits us, we're going to lose all cell phone and all types of things. One of the things we also got to invest in is a shortwave radio, or if nothing else, get you and your family, which we have, is a small set of walkie-talkies that fit 25 miles, 10-mile range where you can communicate with each other. And stuff like that, in case you can't get a signal. But if you want to know what's happening in the world, as long as they can continue to broadcast, you got these. And these, you can get these solar powered. You can get them where you can crank them. We have one. I meant to bring one. We have one on our lower level that you can crank or add batteries to. So, and that's another thing. Keep a lot of fresh batteries. Keep changing your batteries out of your stuff where they don't corrode. If these batteries look like they're starting to expire, use them up. Replace your batteries. We got to be on that ourselves. I'm be honest. Yeah. But that's that. What's that? Your turn.
It's a camping stove with fuel. So it's a little. All it is a little set a stove for flame so that you can cook. You may have to boil water, you know, any kind of thing like that. So that's what this is.
This little camping stove, and it comes with like what?
The
little briquettes. If you can see that, the little bricks in there that you would light the flame with. And
that's the fuel.
Yeah, this is the fuel
source.
And you put them in here, and then it comes actually with a little pot too. And you can just set your pot on there, boil your water. You know, boiling water boils out some of the impurities.
Right.
But again, you want to have a system of cleaning the water. And we're going to show you that once I get down to it in the go bag.
And one of the good things about this is because it gives you these cubes that give you some kind of fire, it also gives you some kind of fire source in case anything gets wet or something like that. So you don't have, like, if your flint is not working or if you're somewhere where the area is very, very damp. Yeah.
Speaking of which, waterproof matches.
Yes.
Waterproof matches. You want to keep a bunch of waterproof matches. They're good to have. I'll do videos on how to start fires and light stuff. We're going to do that this summer, if not sooner, hopefully.
Yeah, because we will do a video with us camping.
Right. This is tenders. Now, I have this little box here. Now, you could do tenders like the tenders are for if you're trying to start a fire with your flint, you would take one of these out, shred them up, you know, you tear them up on the end, and you would strike your flint like on a lighter. And I'm going to show you in a second. And you would set these tenders on fire, these cotton tenders, and you could slide them into some dry brush or whatever you can find to help get your fire going. So that's what these are for. And if you don't buy these, you can do cotton balls.
Right.
Get you some cotton balls and keep them in here with a regular Bic lighter, maybe another flint that you can find. Keep that in here. You know, maybe some wooden dry tenders, you know, splinters of wood. You can keep stuff like that in these, and that'll help keep them dry. So it's just, you could do it. The big thing is a lot of guys use the Altoid cans, but I got a bigger one. So, you know, you can use the Altoid cans. You can put a little sewing kit in here, anything that you need, fishing hooks.
And he said something key. Sewing kits are very imperative because they work for more than one reason. Aside from stitching something up, you can stitch up a wound. So you want to have a good sewing kit because you never know what you may need that thread for, and get a heavy duty thread. So because you need heavy duty thread and heavy duty needles, because again, you never know if you have to stitch up a wound, or like he was saying, if you are in a position where you need to fish, heavy duty thread is good to use for fishing line too.
No.
And they do have, but you know, they have upholstery thread.
Yeah. So of course the Be Ready pad, and all that is, you can take notes, you can write down where you last left off, you can leave a message for somebody. Basically you want to have something kind of journal what you're doing, where you came from, you know, things you might forget, things you might learn. You might just want to have a pad just because, you know, don't discount anything. I'm telling you. All right. This is, what is this? Oh, this is our bag. Yeah.
It's a tent.
Yeah. This is our little tent. This is a compact tent that comes in this kit. And basically it is what it is. It's just a pop-up little tent that you put up, and it'll give you some kind of temporary shelter from the rain or the cold or the snow as best as you can. We're also ordering us some sleeping bags and some sleeping pads and sleeping bag liners, and they're cheap right now. They're very cheap, $20, $25, $35, depending on. I found a nice one online for $25 that you can get. That keeps you warm up to 32 degrees, you know. So you might want to get that, and then they have some that are made that'll keep you, you know, as the temperatures get lower, and you know, so those are good things to have. But anyway, this is a tent. It has the string on here, and we'll get into how you string them up and all that. But I'm letting you know this is like in your quickie go bag that you can grab. Try and keep your go bag. If you go on a trip, take that go bag with you just in case. Always, what we're not doing, and I'm always quick to admit what we're not doing. We have to start carrying a go bag with us everywhere we go for just in case something might happen while I'm at home and she's at work and she's got to figure out a way to get to me. I got to figure out a way to get to her. So, we want to have these things. I'd rather have them than be without them. So, and that would be what they call your everyday go bag. This is more your emergency type go bag. This one is set up, I think, to sustain us for 2-3 weeks or something like that, But you can add to your go bags. But I'm telling you, you're going to have different types. Here, there you go. Next one.
Oh, it's emergency blankets. The blankets that look like, they always look like foil to me. Like you're wrapping yourself up and put you in the microwave. But it's an emergency blanket, and it uses your body heat, and it keeps you warm. So it doesn't say how long these last, but I also know you can get these.
We got a bunch of them.
I was just going to say you can get so many of these. So you try to have as many of these as possible, because again, depending on where you live, if you live in an area where it's warmer and that's not your concern, that's great. But if you live in an area where it's colder, losing heat is the quickest way to lose you. So
okay, your best friend, cordage.
yeah.
Cordage. Rope helps out for a lot of things. Carrying sticks, helping you to pitch tents, setting snares, setting traps. You can do a lot of things with this rope. Always have cordage. And speaking of which, we have a watch. And this is a survival type watch. And if you see, this has cordage. It's made, the wristband and everything on the watch is made of cordage. And it does some awesome, cool things. So if you're in the woods and let's say you don't have a radio, these come with a whistle. This is a whistle on the end of here. And you just blow and you would signal for somebody. It's cool. It's right here. It has a flint on it right here at the end. Let me see if you guys can see that, right here. And this is the striking plate. So you would just strike on here until you make a spark or whatever. Let's see if we can do it. Made a little one. There you go. I don't know if you guys saw that with the camera light, but yeah. And that's what, remember I was telling you guys, when you have this is what you would have, and you would strike this on it till the flame catches on to it. Another, you could cheat it. You could soak your cotton balls and flammable type material if you want to.
And they also say you can use Doritos.
You can use Doritos.
Yep. So if you all happen to be munchers, just keep a big bag of Doritos around. And if you have, it's just something on the go, something you are likely to find somewhere that people won't be paying as much attention to. But this watch has like a light on it. I think it has a compass on it. I think it was included in that. But a timer. It does a lot of different things to help you when you're out there.
Yeah. We don't know what this is. Never seen one of these. I don't know. But anyway, this is a 3 LED light, and we have batteries, which I'm pretty sure they're probably maxed out now, but I'll put them in here one day and test them out. But anyway, this is batteries, spare batteries for that. So we never seen a flashlight before. And, well, obviously, something to put water in, to purify drinking water. You can put your water in here. You could drop tablets. I was trying to see if our tablets were in here. We got some. Yeah, that one burst out. Look at that. But we got some that here. We got these two that are good, but they're just purified drinking water. You want to keep those with you. This is our wet MREs.
Oh wow!
And let's see, we're good. See, glad we checked.
But show them the box first for you.
Yeah, here they go.
It's a box of MREs.
Food, emergency food
rations.
Emergency food rations. Emergency food rations. This has a 3-year shelf life, so it's probably time to get rid of it and get some fresh. When did we get this?
Yeah. That's been at least 3 years, 3 years ago.
Yeah. So, and they got wet, but let's see if they. Oh, but they're good. One of our bottles of water broke.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's good to always check on this stuff. But here we go. So it tells you on here how many calories. Can you see that? Get up in there close. And go ahead, read it to them. Home.
Yes. Wow. 2,100 calorie emergency rations, and expiration dates are on them. So this is good until 25.
Oh, so we're still good.
Mm-hmm.
2025.
Yep. Yeah, they didn't do good with. Huh. And maybe I'm not right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2025. So these are good, you know. So basically, it's something.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you're in a situation where you're not eating and you have no other nourishment and you got to make it through the day, you can't be choosy. You just got to eat because you're eating to live at this point. You're not eating to
enjoy.
You're eating to live. But they do have MREs that you can actually eat and enjoy another light. So, okay. So that's that. So these are the same concept. This comes with a compass. This is a whistle. Of course, you know it's orange and the bright cord, you know, help people see you. Some cases you may not want people to see you. Everybody is not going to be your friend, and you need to be real careful about who you share your information with, and telling them that you're prepping and your supplies and all of that, because you will be the first target that they will come after when they realize all the laughing and talking about they did about you. All of a sudden, when an emergency hits, they the first ones at your door talking about, come help me. So, yeah, but these have a whistle on it and a compass, and it has a place for you to keep your wet and dry matches if you need them. So you put your matches in here, and this one lost its little flint on the side, but I have another one, but it has a flint on the side that you could strike and also make that fire like a lighter. So I think I got one. Yes. So, yeah, this is how it would look with the flint on it. And it's a striking, so you can take this thing like I showed you, or a knife. I can even show you with a knife. And you just strike, you know, you keep going down here till it makes a spark. See? So, that's what that is. And some more dry matches with the striking plate here on the top. So you can strike your matches on here to start your fire. I think that's it. And that one. Now, other things we carry, gotta have one. So, this is a very balanced blade. You can use this end for sawing. You know, if you want to saw stuff, of course, cutting. So if you out and you want to saw, you know, wood, twigs, whatever, you can use this for chopping. It's a skill to it where you use this for chopping. It has a back opening, you know, you guys are familiar with the little military style knives. And what do we got in here? What I got in here is something stuck. What can I tell you? No. But anyway, I know what's in here. I'm trying to get it all out. Okay, there you go. So we got more matches, you see, and we have sewing thread, just like my wife told you. We have sewing thread and nylon thread. Here you go. And please save up on wet wipes.
Yes.
Safety pins. Don't blow them off. And you know those little packets of anti-moisture stuff that you get in your
when you get barbecue, you talk about that?
Huh?
What anti-moisture?
You know, no, the stuff that when you know, like the damp rid.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, keep those little packs. This is another striker. You know, they gave you a little tiny one in the kit here. Let's see what else we got here. Got any more? No, that's it. So just matches. Normally they would give you, like in some of these, you would get fishing line and fishing hooks, and you can use those. This part of the knife right here, you can use if you want to put cordage on it and carry it a certain way or pull or whatever. You can use this
you want to get something with a nice fixed blade. It's, you know, where the blade comes all the way through if you can.
Right.
You know, I'll show you what I mean. This one's not fixed, but it's pretty strong. It comes up to about right here. But it's a decent one, and actually you can get this one from Harbor Freight. Go to Harbor Freight. You can get them, you know, if you're a Harbor Freight fan, go to Harbor Freight. Get the knife from them. Comes in a sheath like this. And you can carry that, and here's another cord to help you hold them.
And it's a compass on the inside.
Yeah, it's a compass. Thank you. Here's the compass. It's the compass right in the inside of the hand. And it's got a washer in there. See the little rubber washer? That helps to keep water out, you know, if you in the water. Some of you guys that are Boy Scouts, Eagle Scouts, y'all are hip to this. You know what this is. And this is more like a Marine style K-band knife. You know, it doesn't have the serrated edge for sawing, but it's a good cutting knife. But what I mean is this is a solid blade all the way through. The blade starts here and ends right here at the butt of the knife. You see what I'm saying? So it's all the way through, which makes this very good for chopping. You can put this on a piece of wood and strike the top of it with something heavy like the hatchet here, or you can just use the hatchet if you got it, but you use the back of this and slice through wood. The hatchet, of course, everybody knows how to use a hatchet. You know, the hatchet's for chopping. It's got a hammer end on the back, so you can nail stuff or nail in anchors or whatever you need. And yes, I love my little Bushman type knife here. Jungle knife, again, serrated edge. You see, got a serrated edge, that you guys see that for sawing, and you can whack, you know, any vegetation in front of you. You know, you need to cut down vines and sticks and twigs to make shelters and stuff like that. These are all great tools to have. We'll get into the firearms and all that a little later, because again, these are all things that you just gotta have, you know. And of course, self-defense. You know, if you're not a gun person, you might be a knife person. So you might want to do that. But I mean, I'm glad that we did this. We hope, you know, you could comment on it, tell us, hey, go to hell, or you like it, don't like it, or, you know, if you want more information, I'll do more on the urban go bags once they come. When they come, I'm gonna get into those and talk about those and how they work and all that good stuff, because those are things that we need to know. And you want to know how to pack them, and a lot of different ways to pack them. But there are a lot of videos. That talk about this. You need to pay attention to it. Yes. Seriously, you know, our world is not what it used to be. Nope. And we just never know. We pray. And I'm not saying this, and I've had this conversation with my wife. It is not a reason for you not to get up in the morning. It's not a reason for you to continue to plan for the future. It's not, you know, what it is just in case, you know, it's just in case, man, because at the end of the day, I would rather have it
and not need
it than need it and not have it. That's right. So, man, please like and subscribe if you like what we brought to you today. If you want to see more videos with us talking about this on our other bags and our weaponry and different things like that, let me know. This was just the quick ready bag to take in case of an emergency. We'll get into the more tactical urban bag that you carry your backpacks, your tents, and then if you want to know more about how to start being a beginning prepper, what should you do?
Right.
You know, what supplies should you get, and where should I get them from, and how should I store them, and all that good stuff. Gotta like and subscribe. We will tell you. We'll show you what we're doing. You got anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Be safe out there, everybody. Yeah. The world is not like it used to be. And for women, in Chicago, I think it's Thursday, a gentleman has offering a self-defense class. It was free. If you have the opportunity to find self-defense classes, take them. And it's not just for this. It's for everything. Things are changing, and you rather be ready instead of trying to get ready. You know, just start paying attention. That's it. And be safe, everybody.
Yeah, pay attention to things around you. That's a whole nother video too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of videos on this. This is just the beginning. If you want to get more detailed videos, like and subscribe, and we will talk about, you know, a lot of different things that you really need to know being in an urban environment versus being in a country environment, you know, or rural environment.
And we will do some, as we go along, we'll eventually do some videos where we'll go to a rural environment and just do, you know, a more rural area and do some videos just so you can see. And again, I am completely new to this, but I see the world and I see how it's changing. And as much as I hate for it to have to be my life, what I also don't want is I don't want to be a hindrance to my husband either. So I know this is stuff I need to know. I want to be a help, not just to him, but to me. So again, be safe, everybody.
All right. Thanks for hanging with the Joneses and keeping up. We actually gonna be changing the name of our channel because it's so many keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be the keeping it real. We're gonna be the keeping it real Joneses. So be looking for that little change, but we still gonna be bringing y'all videos. Love.